before Bright starts, I would like to give a brief intro about Bright for our audience. So, Bright is Dr. Maudo. Is it Maudo?
Maudo, yes.
Maudo, correct. Who is now based in Kenya, but is a true and true Ghanaian. So me too cannot actually claim him. Mr. Seasoned cybersecurity engineer with strong expertise in cyber resilience strategy building, risk management adaptation, vulnerability management, and system penetration testing. He has presented over 140 cybersecurity conferences.
200 now. 220.
120.
220.
Oh, it's increased from 140. All right. So we are absolutely in good hands then. And he's lectured at various universities and contributed to cybersecurity publications. His key expertise and competencies are in cybersecurity engineering, information security, web application, network vulnerability assessment, corporate governance, risk assessment and mitigation, cybersecurity training, and FOSS enthusiasts. All this for civil society is over our head, so I'm sure you'll be able to break it down for us, during your presentation. He's adept at streaming processes, procedures, and conceptualization technology strategies to improve bottom line performance, optimize system performance, productivity, and increase profitability. That's very interesting for us. He has submitted bags to organizations such as Safaricom, Zoku, and MultiChoice Group in the past, amongst many others, pertaining to cybersecurity of systems. He is a co-founder of Africa Hackon, an organization that aims at nurturing talent in the cybersecurity space. For today, he's going to speak to us on the role of AI and ML in cybersecurity. So, Bright.
Yes.
I'll hand you over to our audience. The floor is yours.
All right, thank you so much. I always love it when Mudel speaks before me because, like I said, she always set the stage for me. Sorry for joining in late. Just quite a busy day here in Nairobi, and I don't have too much time, so I think I will just run through it. I don't really have a presentation, but I would love to show you a few things here and there of what we are looking at when it comes to the cybersecurity space and when it comes to machine learning and AI. And I would try to do, I would love to do a demonstration, one or two, just to show you exactly what is happening in the machine learning world. So artificial intelligence machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence, basically meaning that it's able to take data sets every day, understand exactly what it sees exactly what is being used by other people, and then gives you some way of being able to work on that. Now, if you look at the adverse effects of cybersecurity is changing. People are automating, hackers are automating the ways to hack people. They're using tools that are publicly available. They're using intelligent tools to actually automate this process. And I'm going to show you some AI tools that are actually doing this. So key areas that we're looking at when it comes to AI being able to help in, or advantages of in the cybersecurity space of AI is things like network traffic monitoring. If you look at areas that we have right now, everybody has some sort of a tool in their networks. They have systems that are able to help in getting to see traffic coming in, traffic that is going out. But if you look at it, you can't tell exactly what is malicious and what is not malicious, right? You have to constantly being able to see which level of the traffic that is coming in is actually real or not. Meaning you have to do analysis on that particular IP address or traffic or whatever it is. So AI tools come in to be able to help in traffic monitoring. We're looking at unknown threats. Every time we have people, you can take a bank, for example. A bank will have 200, 300 employees, different networks. Now that we have digital transformation and COVID-19, when it hits, people are going home to bring in new malwares. You go home, you tell your daughter plugs in a flash disk they've picked from a neighbor's house, and it's a malware, and it can be known or unknown. Now you bring that to the organization, and it start to go through your networks and do a whole lot of things. Those could be unknown kind of vulnerabilities that have been introduced to your network or systems. Now you need to have AI tools that are able to actually get to analyze those quickly and faster to be able to identify those threats. We have vulnerability management. We are always having new vulnerabilities that are coming in, and if we don't get to do vulnerability management to know the next level of new threats that are coming in, we will never know. That's why AI tools are able to continuously scan your systems every day or every month and sees what are the new vulnerabilities being introduced, what has changed, what is the new version that has come out that we need to actually get to update. I'll give a typical example of a router. You have routers, you have switches, you have those routers give access to a particular network. And if you don't get to actually see the new vulnerabilities that has come for that, it basically can exploit the entire network. One day we're tasked to actually compromise a particular bank. And I told them, I'm not going to go to the headquarters to scan from there, because that is what they're used to. They protect the entire headquarters and make it difficult for hackers to be able to come. But guess what? We decided to go to a remote area. This is somewhere very far away in a branch that nobody ever gets to go to. We got to that branch. The router was a Cisco router, a very old version. They have not updated, and that vulnerability allowed us to exploit that router and went through that network completely to actually get to exploit the got to exploit the entire network all the way to the headquarters. So vulnerability management is really important for us to look at. AI learns a lot over a period of time. So the more data that is coming to the network, it learns to see what is new, what has changed, how can we be able to actually see a new pattern because of the data sets that are there, and be able to see what are the false positives. How do we separate signal from noise? A lot of noise comes to our networks, but if you don't have an AI that is being implemented, we cannot see what will be changed. So for endpoint protection, data loss, or handle data loss, or to see general risk reductions, authentication to network and systems, AI and machine learning comes to play in there. However, AI is also going to have a very big play when it comes to the negative aspect of things, because if hackers can now automatically identify threats or potential vulnerabilities, which I'll show you very soon, they will be able to actually see how can they exploit those in an automated way, right? And it learns and sees, has a new machine been added to the network? Has a new user been added to the network? Can I take that user's profile and send them? I'll give a typical example of something that has happened like that. I'm sure some of you must have seen once upon a time where you get, I'm trying to clean, I don't know if my camera is that clean, but let me just clean it a little bit. All right. Sometimes we get a message that comes to your email saying, oh, we have a lot of photographic images of you, and we can actually get to, we're going to share your details out there if you don't pay an amount of ransomware. That is because somebody necessarily just, they've automated it by looking for files, or they've automated and look for emails that are publicly available, and use that email to actually get to exploit and send a mass email to everybody. A vulnerability that is quite common, and I can demonstrate that right here. Jerry, if you don't mind, could I borrow your email address? A Gmail address will do. If I may just share my screen. Something interesting that came yesterday, not yesterday, a few days ago, where we have an AI botnet that is being able to allow you to perform certain kinds of an AI that is helping hackers and people generally. So I'd love to just share my screen for you to see. So if you can see this, it's called OpenAI, and OpenAI allows me to be able to do things that naturally would have taken me a lot of time to search. So if I say there's a phishing tool called EvilGenX, right? This tool, if I really want to install it, it's a process for me to install. It's a phishing application. But if you come here and say, install, no, write for me, write that, and I submit. Sorry, look, as you can see, this this AI is writing all of this script for me. Naturally, I have to go look for all of these processes, copy them one by one, and do all of those. You can tell it to say how big is Ghana, for example, and you submit. You get to find out Ghana is this, is that, whatever it is, and you can actually say script for me a Python hacking tool. I don't know if that's going to work. Look at it this way, guys. This is an AI being able to actually do this for you nice and easy. And this is just because we basically have AI that can also help hackers. So as much as AI is there to be able to do certain kind of things, AI can also be used to potentially compromise other networks. Now, there are other bits of things. There's a good search engine called Shodan, and Shodan allows you to be able to actually exploit systems, or allows you to be able to look for systems, services, and tools all over the internet, and allows you to be able to actually take over them. So I'll just show you a simple version of it right now, where you can say, I'm looking for people who authentication disabled. I'll explain this, so just don't worry. Let me say Ghana. This says that I'm trying to look for authentications or systems that are vulnerable. Saying I'm looking for system. Oh, no, sorry, I made a mistake here. This goes to look for Ghana. Let me look for GH. This goes to look for systems that are potentially sharing their ERPs online, their printers. Your printer is intelligent enough to actually let you know that you can actually be exploited. So if I take this particular system, I will try to see if I can remotely try to exploit this. I will take that and open a terminal. Let me share my entire screen. This is just a very slight demonstration, so don't worry. Let me see. Okay. And say that I want to see if I can find the details of that particular client. Again, this is what an automated system would do. And if you look for a password, guess what? It has no password. And if I take this and I want to now log into one of the folders, you basically can log into it. So I'll take, for example, users. So ransomwares are now doing this automatically, and they're looking for systems that are potentially have this particular error. And look, you are able to log in. If you can look at the timestamp, this is 2022 at this time in Ghana, and you basically have logged into the person's server. Now, all of this can be, I don't want to go too much into it because now I'll be showing you too much, but this is how you are basically logging into servers or systems that you're not supposed to, and you basically can actually take over that entire machine. If a ransomware was to do this as well, they will log in, shut down, take over the entire system, and be able to exploit it. Last but not the least, someone had asked for you to share with me an email address to show you how emails are. Great. So I can see.
Yes, I've sent you one. I think a participant has also sent you one.
Oh, yeah. So Wisdom has shared an email, which we can see how can we potentially send an email as him. And again, all of these are being done by automated tools. So I wrote a very small script, which, sorry. and I'll put an email as that. I'll send that email to myself, just for demonstration purposes. So I'll send it to brightzed@gmail.com. So Wisdom does not know this is even happening. Right now, I'll say the email is live presentation. This is happening. Oh no, let's make it a little bit more interesting. Kindly approve my salary view. And I could have I could basically attach a document. I can attach a link. I could attach anything. And in the next few seconds, I'll just go to my Gmail and see if that has come. Oh, there we go. It has got to promotions, but yeah, if Wisdom had a picture, it would actually have shown his picture right here, right? Oh, Wisdom, let me reply to you. Thank you, and I have approved. Kindly confirm in the next 5-6 seconds if that has come to you. So if we had a picture, it would have done it. Majority of organizations in Ghana right now, maybe I'll say 90% of them, have this particular vulnerability that you can actually exploit them the same way. I can send an email from the CEO to the finance director. And again, with machine learning and AI, people are automating these things to learn the entire internet, scan for files and all of those kind of things to be able to exploit you. So I think I'll just stop there. I'm just about to run to another meeting in a very short time, but I just wanted to show you some of the things that we're looking at when it comes to AI and machine learning. We are going to see more of this. We're going to see, as much as we are trying to automate security for protection, hackers are also out there trying to automate the processes of being able to exploit systems. So Jerry, I think I will stop there for now, and I'll welcome questions before I can log off. Thank you.
So my quick question, just from what you just demonstrated, I mean, yes. Thank you so much for this presentation. I mean, it's an eye-opener. My quick question is, how do you prevent your emails being cloned like you just did with the Wisdoms?
Okay, so on a personal level for Gmail, it's quite difficult to be able to stop that. Not that easy, because Gmail had that vulnerability automatically. But for domains for a company domain, there's something we call the SPF and DMARC records. If it's set properly, you should be able to actually stop that. So people should not be able to impersonate JSAM at penplusbytes.org. So it's a setting that has to be changed. It's called SPF and DMARC records. Most of the time, the person who set up the domain for you, excuse me, the company, they are the ones who are supposed to do that. So please talk to them to be able to actually set it properly and make sure that it doesn't get spoofed.
Right. Okay. So I see Wisdom actually has confirmed that he received your mail.
Yeah.
I don't know, is there any participant who has a question, or else then I'll ask you one question, since I see that you're on the move already. So one thing that I noted is that how can, I mean, before your presentation, Mathilde was saying that, yes, you do hacking for good, which yes, we are very pleased to hear. So how can non-profits, but if you don't have a specific example, you can use the general businesses, incorporate AI and ML, artificial intelligence and machine learning into their systems. Yeah. So and basically just to align it, to increase the organizational performance, yeah, for instance, or to reduce operational costs, yeah, or even to meet the expectations of their beneficiaries. How can AI and ML help in this?
Before the AI and ML even comes in, we need the basics. We need to go back to basics and understand what are the processes, the systems, and the controls we have to put in place. The policies that you have, activating those policies, getting to understand your entire risk landscape, your threat landscape, and being able to see where's my greatest risk, right? Identifying all of those and then being able to put it in a way that you can identify those before you know what tools to put in place. So ML tools are there, AI tools are there. But if you look at, for example, I'll give you a typical example. We have what we call a SOAR. A SOAR stands for Security, Orchestration, Automation, and Response. That is an AI tool to be able to automate an incident response, which will reduce an incident response of 30 minutes to actually 1 minute or even 10 seconds. So For example, if Jerry, right now, I was to compromise your email and I use your email to send another message to somebody in the network, and the person opens the virus or the malware, and I've hacked that machine, and then I've used that to go through the entire network. By the time you notice that, it's too late. By the time you call your colleagues and say, hey, can we check to see where this email came from? Can we check to investigate? All that investigative processes, or what you call an incident response process, would have taken you 3-4 hours if you ever get everybody at one place at one time, right? The easiest way to be able to do that is now you have a threat intelligence monitoring tool, which with has machine learning says, I can see this an anomaly, that there's a traffic that is going high, or somebody's exfiltrating data too high or too little is coming to network, or something of the sort. Now it tells the SOAR tool to automate an investigation of that process, do triage, containment, and be able to even write a report and take automatic action, say firewall, block this endpoint solution, block that, disconnect that particular machine that has been compromised from the network, disable this email. You see, that is a whole process which normally a human being has to do. Non-governmental organizations need to start implementing such tools to automatically respond to such incidences before they get to actually explode in the network. Yeah.
Great, thank you. There was a comment. I think a lot of people are worried. This, we are in trouble. What is the way to avoid this? I think you've responded to that. So I think it's more about creating awareness and getting to know the space, and then also putting in the measures to prevent this sort of cloning and compromising of our systems. So, Bright.
Hello.
Is that Wisdom? Are you on?
Yeah, I'm on now.
Okay, so ask your question quickly so that Bright can answer.
Yeah, so currently I'm a full stack developer. I wanted to ask, is there any way I can transition from being a full stack developer to be a security analyst? Because I'm really intrigued with how he sent me a mail when I wasn't concerned, and then he replied back to me.
Yeah, there are so many tutorials that are out there.
Path to choose. So.
Oh, I can hear the last part.
Can you hear me now? Hello.
Yes.
Yes, asking about the career, the learning path to choose to transition to be a security analyst.
Yeah. Okay. So there are so many tools. I say, for the fact that you already have a software development background, it's easy. There are so many tutorials that are out there. There's a website called FreeCodeCamp. No, FreeCodeCamp is for software development. There's TryHackMe, there's Hack the Box. All of those places have free available tools for you to be able to how do you call it, learn how to get to cybersecurity. I've also left my LinkedIn profile on the chat, so you can actually reach out to me and I can share with you a few links. But it requires one thing: discipline. You can never stop learning. I'm still learning right now. I'm right now working for a company called Mara. Maybe if some of you know Mara, part of the sponsors for the Black Stars. Even though we struggled a bit, but yeah. And Mara, I look at security generally, but now I'm looking at blockchain security, right? Blockchain security is a whole new realm for me. So apart from general cryptocurrencies, blockchain security is a whole new entity, which we are looking at smart contracts. And I can go on for the next 1 hour on that kind of topic. So there are new, you need to identify which area you want to get into. Someone like you being a full stack developer can be looking at application security before you even go to the offensive security and defensive. So do chat me up on my LinkedIn, and then we can actually have a chit chat later. Jerry, I will have to ask permission to run because my next meeting is just
really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much. God bless.
Thank you.